Good afternoon, friends and trader. Welcome to Market Recap. I am Dan Hodgman. It is Thursday, September 17th. The week is grinding to a close here. And when I say grinding, these markets kind of grinded side to side here today, except unless you were trading crude oil, which caught a nice little bid there today. Hopefully you guys were able to take advantage of that. Tanya, big shout out to you there. Halfway to that profit target. Just keep focusing on the plan, right? That's what this is all about. If we can kind of focus on the simple stuff, the things that we can control, right? We can't control direction of the market, but we can control ourselves and our execution. We can control what trades we're taking. I think if you continue to focus on those things, you're going to do well. And I think that goes for any trader out there. If you've worked on a strategy, if you've worked on a plan, and you focus on those things, remember, it's all about what we can control, whether it's trading or anything in our lives. The things that we can control are the things that we can manage, the things that we can do to be successful, especially here in trading. So you can manage and control those executions, manage and control what trades you're taking, and be disciplined to it, and it's going to pay out in the long run. Trust me, I promise you there. Also, hello, Subconscious, Felix, and Nick. Good to see you guys. Like I was saying, market's kind of grinded sideways here today. We had some news this morning, nothing extravagant one way or the other. Equities are starting to kind of just really stay a little range bound. I think we're waiting for stuff. We continue to see new news coming up about this stimulus plan that's happening. There are, it's becoming more of a political thing, an election thing, and that's unfortunate. So hopefully they can put those things aside in Congress. They can come together, make a deal, and get some stuff done as soon as possible. Other than that, there's really no major news, and so that's kind of why we see these markets just stable, grinding sideways. The Dow seems to be the strongest of the three of the equities, but that's not what we talk about here normally. So why don't we go ahead and take a look at these charts, see what we got going on here today. And also, real quick, before I forget, yesterday, do apologize. We did not have the recap. As you know, this month of September, we're doing back to markets. And Tanya, I know you were there. A few guys were there with John and I yesterday. So every Wednesday at 3 p.m., you can sign up right on our website in the back to markets section for our weekly webinar that John and I are doing. This week was risk management. So if you missed that, make sure you check it out. I just posted up on our YouTube page here today. All right, so I digress. Let's go ahead and take a look at these markets and see exactly what we had going on here today. And yes, I have it all done right. We still have audio. Anyhow, so crude oil. What a move, right? So buyers came in pretty darn quickly and really pushed higher. The first thing I thought was, all right, if we held here at yesterday's value area high, maybe we'll see this thing break down, because 40's been a tough level for this thing to get above. It was that way for a while before, and it's kind of held true a little bit here as of late. Market breaks above $40 and really just took off, and it got all the way up to 41. Once we hit that 41, we kind of stalled out. Notice how point of control sat right at 40. So today, tough trade if you did not get in on that initial breakout. Yeah, we had some pullbacks, but really, as we kind of looked at what was going on, do we have validation? Do we have reasons to be executing these trades? It was kind of tough. So once this market kind of established a little bit of a consistent high up here, 41.09, and then it kind of ranged to about 40.90. So it stayed a relatively tight range the majority of the day. So if you kind of missed that first move, this is one of those markets that we say, hey, if I was able to take advantage of the first one, awesome. If not, might have been a tough day to trade here. Next, let's go ahead and look at the S&P 500, which fairly similar, got range bound, but defined a little bit of a range for us, right? So market opened up here, tried to get back towards settlement price, which was 33.79.5. Oh, funny how that brings us right back up to that 33.80. So buyers came in pretty quickly, and notice how we have this little bit of consolidation in the overnight session. That happens to be exactly where this market went to this morning. Could not get above there. Sellers came in and started to push this thing down right to that consistent low that we saw in the overnight. And then we kind of established a little bit of a range. So our range really held, which is what our value area here is today. Value area high of 44 with a value area low down here at 21. And I'm really going to be focusing on that range, especially in this overnight session going into tomorrow. So keep an eye on this range. Once it decides where it's going to go from here, we may see a faster move. We may see it get a little bit directional. But relatively, just be cautious. Focus on this range. Trade what this market's telling us, and that's what we're here to do. All right, next let's look at the NASDAQ, which fairly similar. Oh, whoops. I did not get our volume profiles down here. I thought I had that up already. Do apologize. Let's slap them on. Good learning lesson. If you use TS Trader, this is how you get volume profile. You come over to volume or drawing tools here. Come right down to volume profile. Select the time that you want to get your profile on for. Drag it over. And we'll do that again for today's session. Again, find the time, drag it over. And this market, just like the S&P 500, this has kind of really maintained a strong trend down with this overnight session, right? Market's telling us it's making a direction. When we get a directional market, our job is to look for, in this case, our job is to look for those strength points and short the strength. And we got directional here. It's right off the open. Buyers came in, pushed this thing higher. We did not establish any sort of new high. Therefore, our opportunity says let's continue to take this thing lower. And we kind of held out just like the S&P. This thing continues to hit that wall down here by 10,960. I struggle saying those numbers, but this market finally kind of slowed down here, and it goes right back to last week's swing low as well. Funny how those things continuously work out. Next, let's look at gold. Felix, I know you said you were struggling back and forth with this one here today. I'm glad you ended up positive. So, gold, defined a range, right? We got to look for these visual points that stand out to us that are going to help us kind of frame out our day. So, this market opened up this morning, established our high right here at 1955. That was essentially the high that this market established. We had a big push lower, but buyers came in and really kind of told us, no, we're not liking it all the way down at 38. We like it a little bit more over here at 44. And that kind of is where we started to pay attention. As this market rallied back up, our opportunity was, okay, this market has not picked a direction. We're going to range trade this thing. Where can I take this move next to? We can run this move right back up to what we were just talking about up here at 55. And we can go ahead and get out of our trade there. And that was kind of our opportunity here today, a couple times off of 55. And then it got a little bit tighter until the end of the day here. And now we're making a little bit of move before everything shuts down. All right, let's go ahead and look at these currencies and we'll get on out of here. The euro. Funny how it works, right? Value area. John talks about them every single morning. I start to bring them up in the afternoon. Value areas work. Why do they work? Well, they are volume-based. That's where people are looking to be trading. 75% of the volume that we're talking about kind of falls between our highs and our lows. This market had a hard time breaking in yesterday's value area low, but as soon as it got through there, it took off. And where did it take off to? It's funny how these points start to hold up. First stop, yesterday's point of control right here, 118.48. Had a hard time getting there. Once it broke through there, it came and checked yesterday's value area high, which happens to be the previous day's point of control as well. So, paying attention to these levels. When John puts them out there every morning, if you don't have them on your own charts, I highly recommend writing down those levels, marking them on your charts to watch how the market reacts once it approaches them. Pay attention to it. Watch how that market reacts and see if you can find some opportunity. And that's what we saw here today in the euro. Now, on the other hand, the yen went a little bit higher and then just walked kind of sideways. So big moves in the overnight session. As soon as we opened up, which it's funny how that tends to be the case here as of late. Looking at all week here, we had a higher move. Market opened up. Sellers came in. Overnight moved higher, opened up, sellers came in. Same thing here last night. Market all night long, moved higher, we opened up. We could not establish any new buyers up here. Market kind of ran out of steam As soon as we start to recognize that, we recognize this thing's not making those highs. Therefore, our move was to run this thing down probably towards that next point of consolidation, which happens to be yesterday's value area high. All right, guys, that's what I got for us here today on these markets. Again, hope you guys all had a great day and have had a great week so far. Just want to see what we got going on over here. Good to see you. Vlad didn't like how the market traded too sharp on pullbacks, but not too scary. Absolutely. If you have, if it's hard to execute trades on there, definitely be cautious. Day 10. $159,100 looking to go forward to go. Outstanding, Wilson. Glad to see that. And Hoag, good to see you. Hoag, hope you're doing well. All right, everybody. Like I said, no major news today. What do we have tomorrow? Consumer sentiment at 9 a.m. Central Time tomorrow. And that's really about it that is worth paying attention to other than quadruple witching. All right, so Tesla down a little bit here today, 423. We got the VIX down as well, 26.7, which it opened up almost up to 30. It was 29 when we opened up this morning. So those are just a couple things we're paying attention to. Oh, and Snowflake. Interesting IPO there. If you guys are interested in IPOs, check out how Snowflake played out here. Really big swings up and down all day today. So that was kind of fun to watch. I really do enjoy watching these IPOs come out. So Snowflake was the one today. On that note, as always, we're going to finish it up with this date in history. So first one, 1996. Oprah Winfrey launches her influential book club. 1787, the U.S. Constitution was signed. And then the last one, we'll go with 1976, the 200th birthday of the United States. NASA unveils the first space shuttle, the Enterprise. On that note, guys, that's what I got here today. I hope you guys all had a great afternoon. John will be back here tomorrow morning, 8 a.m. Central Time. Until then, stay safe, wash your hands, trade well, and I look forward to seeing you in the markets. Take care.